Hello, hello, and welcome to the Book Buzz Show. I am your host, Cheryl Brooks. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. If you enjoy the upcoming show, please like, follow, and subscribe to the show, especially this episode, so it can others can see it. My co-host this evening is Katina Brown, as you can see.
Hello.
And tonight, our guest is supposed to be Sydney Addae, so we're going to wait and see if she's able to join us. If not, we're going to still continue to talk about
Yeah.
the La Patron series, which I love. If anybody's been following me for a while, you know that's one of my favorite paranormal series. So, um, and I hope that those who also love Sydney Addae and her La Patron. And I wanted to ask her because I call it La Patron. I don't know if it's supposed to be La Patron or
Right.
La Patron, but
Patron.
I'm gonna still call it La Patron until she tell me it's something different.
Right.
Right. All right. So we're gonna get into it. Um, okay, so the origin story of the overview of the series is Silas Knight is the alpha of all alphas of North America.
Mhm.
So basically, the premise is he's like the president would be over the 50 states, but it's for the
Right.
Wolf Nation.
Right.
But actually, he's more powerful than the president because he doesn't have a term limit.
That's
So
right.
he's seen like uh, I don't know how every president come and go because he's been building right alongside the United States as it grows into a nation. So he's the alpha of the Wolf Nation, but he has 50 alphas that run each state for him, but they report to him. Just like with the governors, I guess would be an equivalent, even
Right.
though the governors don't report to the president, even though we can't tell that now. I don't know what's going on with it.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, hard to tell what's going on
Hard to
now.
tell.
um,
Hard to tell.
what would you add, Katina, as far as an overview of the series?
I think that's a good origin, the origin of it for sure. Because then that would lead into um how it changed, with him meeting his mate.
Right.
And
And
that
so
flipped everything upside
that
down.
flipped everything. That flipped his world.
Everything.
Um, and actually, let me check to make sure that we're showing on YouTube while I'm playing this. Thinking about it, I want to make sure. Um,
Checking YouTube. I think we're on.
okay, yeah, we're sure. All right. Just so you all know, we had a mishap last week. That's why I need to make sure from now on that we are showing the way we're supposed to be. Um,
Yeah.
we had Farrah Rashan on, but she's going to come back on. I'm so thankful that she's decided to come back on, but it's going to be in the spring. So you all make sure to look out for that.
Yes, please do.
All right. So can you see the comments? I don't know why I can't see anything.
I'm not seeing any comments so far on YouTube.
All
I can
right.
see the
If
chat.
anybody is in the audience on YouTube, please say hello so I'll know that everything is working the way it should. Um, let me just check. Give give me a few moments, everyone.
Okay, so we got, I think, Erica.
Hey, Erica, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Erica.
Just reaching out to the ones I know that said they would be here. I don't want them to be looking for us because we're on just YouTube tonight.
Ah, there it is. It showed up on
Um,
here in the chat.
what?
Okay, so we're okay. We're good.
Yeah, because I know people are probably used to us being in 3 different platforms, but
Facebook and
we're on YouTube
Instagram.
tonight, so I need to make sure everyone is aware. Okay, so like we were saying, the Le Patron series is one of my favorite series, and um, Katina has been reading it, and I think she also loves it as well. But I'll let her tell you that.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so like I said, he's the alpha. Silas Knight is the alpha of all alphas of North America,
Uh,
and he has alphas in every state, 50 states that report to him.
mhm.
And he, when we first are introduced to him in Birthright, the first book in the series, and the book normally is free, I believe, on the Kindle version. So if anybody wants to check out the first book, um, he is not. He has a bias, a prejudice. I should say he has a prejudice
Yes, it does.
against humans. He has a prejudice against humans. So,
That's birthright.
oh, that's it. That's the cover for the first book,
Yes.
Birthright.
Uh-huh.
And so when he meets Jasmine, who is his mate, at the time he doesn't realize she's his mate. Um, Jasmine is in at the hospital with one of her sons, Tyrone,
Right.
who is in the military and had an accident. So he's in this hospital that's run by shifters.
Yes.
Now Jasmine is unaware that her sons, her twin boys, are shifters
Right.
because their father made sure that he told them to keep her in the dark on that for her safety.
Mhm. Mhm.
So she is unaware that she is surrounded by not humans but shifters in this hospital.
Yeah. She
And
did
so
note. She did
right,
note the size of the men. That she was just
right,
like,
she does note that. She
"How's
said, "Okay, these
everybody so
guys are
big?"
very very tall and very,
Oh,
very muscular." And
yeah.
her sister Renee is there with her
Yeah, she is.
because they're very close. And of course,
Mhm.
because her son is in the hospital, her sister is there to support her.
Right.
Um, Silas is drawn, well, his wolf is drawn to her, but he doesn't recognize it for what it is at the time.
Right.
I think at first he thinks that he's probably just attracted to her, don't you think?
Right. I think so. Yeah.
And so he realizes, of course, that Tyrone is a wolf shifter, but he knows that he's not registered, which is a crime.
Yeah.
So and now one thing about him in the beginning is he was very brutal.
Mhm.
He had no qualms about killing this young man
Not a
because he
one.
broke the rules. Um, and so when it's not until he's made it and Jasmine is his soulmate that she tells him, gives him a sense of what family is about
Right.
and the importance of family. But in the beginning, he was nowhere near, nowhere near
Not
thinking like that.
even close. Not even
Hey,
close.
Jennifer, thank you for
Right,
joining us.
Jennifer?
Okay,
Elaine.
what would you say as far as Birthright and their initial meeting? And
It was interesting because I'm guessing that the pull that he had with his wolf to her, um, you would think because, well, I don't know, maybe because the way the goddess had kind of shifted his mind from
oh yeah,
where he didn't know to
right.
to today, maybe he was unfamiliar with the pull because I don't think he was like celibate, right? I think he
No, he was never
entertained
not.
women, so he probably was attract. He thought it was just attraction, I guess,
Hmm.
because she was
Hmm.
just gorgeous and this, that, and another. But and even after the point where they even got together, I don't know. Was he still thinking it was just, I'm just helping out, you know, a situation,
Um,
I can't remember at that even after that if he was still
it
convinced.
was a point when he realized that
Right.
she was his mate, and he was not happy about it. He
Yeah.
did not believe that
No.
this was a blessing to him for him, and
Mm-mm.
he's because remember he kept saying, "How could the goddess do this?" With him being her
And he's like the leader.
right. He's her soldier, her right
And how
hand.
can he have a human mate?
Right.
That was like, where they do that at?
So he was very, very prejudiced in the beginning against humans. So he
Yeah.
did not think anything of human beings at the
No.
time. So he
No.
thought that was the worst thing that could happen to him having a human mate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he was something else in the beginning.
But I think it was helpful with Tyrone and Tyrese because I think the way that he connected to them helped in his connection to Jasmine. I think.
Yeah, you may be right. Yeah,
I
because
think
he
he
did
felt,
grow. He ended up getting to where he cared about them.
yeah, he cared about them and wanted to, see what they could do, and that's when I think it starts shifting. And of course, with them, relating, as people say, it didn't. It didn't hurt, that after a while it was like, wait a minute, this might be, but I can't, and I'm trying to remember, were there visits with the goddess about it, because you know
Uh,
how cagey she could be.
yeah, I
But
think he actually did try to have a meeting with her,
right, right,
and she would not respond. But she did end up after a while. She did
right,
end up telling him,
yeah,
basically, this is a blessing, and you're
this
going to
is
realize
it,
it. So yeah.
yeah. And
Um,
did how many? Yeah, but I think he did have to, like you said, he had to have some kind of confirmation to ease his wolf was fine with it.
Right, and that's wait a minute, because the wolf, his wolf kept trying. That's why he kept having to go back to the room, even though he didn't
Yeah,
go to the. He would like stand outside in the hall, because his
right,
wolf wanted to make sure that she was
yeah,
safe, even
right.
though at the time he didn't. He was in denial at the time. He didn't
Denial
even recognize it.
the whole time.
Um, but what, and I think I talked to you about this when you started reading the series.
Yeah.
One of my funny moments or favorite moments was when um, he took her back to one of his alphas in that estate or compound,
Uh-huh.
and with her sons. And at this time, she still doesn't know that they're shifters.
Right.
So her sons are fearing for her life. They want to keep her safe.
Right.
They're trying to convince her to go with them
Uh-huh.
with Silas.
Yeah.
And while they're there, he has no idea that he doesn't know anything about half breeds, which are like hybrids,
Right.
which is what Tyrone and Tyrese are.
Right.
They're half human, half wolf,
Uh-huh.
and which is kind of if quirky or like because even full bloods are half human, half wolf.
Right. That's what
But
I kept thinking the whole book. Like,
right,
wait,
right.
everybody has a
Like,
human
what's the
side.
difference? But I see what the difference is because their mother is a full
Right.
human,
Right.
so they have more human DNA than full
Right.
bloods. So he had never heard of anything other than full blood
Mm-hmm.
shifters.
Right.
And he definitely didn't know anything about breeders, which is what he comes to find out Jasmine is,
Right.
which is a human female who can breed shifters
Right. Mm-hmm.
safely. And she also, as a breeder, ages slowly
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and heals
Yes.
faster than regular humans.
Right.
But this is something they're going to learn down the line as time goes on.
And which means also that she comes from a breeder
Right.
as well.
Right. Which is all news to her too, because remember she's new to this entire world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And doesn't even know what's going on at first.
No, I don't know.
And so one of the funny things that happens is because she's a breeder,
Uh-huh.
she can give off pheromones that's like a siren call to all wolves.
Yeah.
So while she's there, she gives off this siren call that she is not aware of.
Uh-huh.
And so outside of their house or where they're staying is just wolves everywhere.
Everywhere. They're trying to get in. Like, where is
like in Heat?
he?
Yes.
Where and her and Tyrone and Tyrese are like, oh no.
Right. They worried about their mother because they know that they can. They can fight. They're
Yeah.
very good at combat,
Fight,
but
yeah.
they also know that they can't make a dent in a whole pack of wolves. So
Right.
especially if they're in like a heat and frenzy,
Yeah.
a heat frenzy. So
Yeah,
Silas
because
lets them know.
uh-huh.
He lets them know that the only way
This is it.
to help is for him to basically sex it out of her.
Pretty much. Wear it out.
And of course her son's like, what?
And you know it's funny. That's one of the moments that they're still a little cagey about, even later on.
Right.
They're like, you just don't even know, like the mental, not to hear it and to know it was just
Oh man. Hey Francis, thank you for I'm glad you were able to
Hey,
join us.
Francis.
We're talking about the Patron series with Silas and Jasmine, and we're on book 1, Birthright, when they first meet. And I know you said Sydney Addae is one of your favorites as well. I'm hoping that she's able to join us. If not, we're going to just keep talking about the book and the series.
Yeah.
And you all in the audience, if you've read the Le Patron series or any part of it, please chime in and give us your thoughts on the scenes that we're talking about and what you think of the series. Let us know. But yes, when he told Tyrone and Tyrese, the only way to stop the pheromones and the mating, or not the mating, but the heat fever or whatever it was, is that she had to have sex. So that's how him and Jasmine ends up having sex, like a sexathon.
Thon.
And Tyrone and Tyrese are, of course, being her sons, they are like, yes. Oh man. Yes, Francis. Oh yeah, it's been a while since you read it. Yes, I loved it too. And
yeah.
How far did you get in the series? Let us know that. Because that's one of the things we're going to talk about too, is how Silas evolved.
Yes.
From when we first meet him to the current books. So let us know how far you got in the series so far.
Yes, that was good. And the thing is, because the people were outside, it's not like they could go out. They couldn't leave the room. Like, there was the bedroom, but they were in like the living room area, so they
so they heard everything with their
enhanced. With their wolf senses, they could.
And they were just like, ah. And then when Jasmine finally emerged out of the next day, she was embarrassed too. Like, oh my goodness.
She did. She wouldn't look him in the eyes for a while. Like,
right. Oh man. But that was a funny scene.
That was awesome.
And then another thing that stood out to me from Birthright is when Jasmine finally learns that her sons are wolves and that they've been keeping it from her all this time. She is heartbroken. That basically she doesn't know them. She only knows a part of them. And when I was doing a reread, I could feel it. I'm like, I will feel the same way.
Yeah, that's true. And they didn't know, because they all been so close. And they didn't know how to handle like a mom that wasn't talking to them and not,
Yes, but she shut down. That's one thing about Jasmine. When she is upset, you're gonna know, and she's not, So they could not handle their mother being disappointed in them like that.
They kept trying. They were trying to make her breakfast, and she would eat it, but it was like, thanks. And they were just like, dang.
Not the loving mother that they were used to.
No.
What were some other standout moments? Do you remember from Birthright?
I think I was just amazed at, I guess, how she just received. In the beginning, it was always like, wait, what is this? But even with the pregnancy and everything, how she just, she had a moment, but then she just kind of, you know, she made her, she definitely made her say, I guess she said what she had to say.
Right.
She meant what she said. But eventually when she got off her chest, she just got with the program and just I mean, she might have tweaked things a little bit, and he had to raise an eyebrow, like, wait a minute, that's not how we do it. But she was just like, so, and so it's like, that's not how we do it. Because and the thing that she kept trying to get him to stop doing with the pup versus baby thing. And I was just
Oh yeah. Because he kept calling them pups, and she was like babies, and
so,
because I have to tell you, even in the beginning when I first started reading it, I mean, and when he used to call her sweet bitch, I was like, that used
I
to make me
know,
cringe.
right?
Now, since I've been reading it so
I
long,
know. It's like,
I
oh,
know it's a play on that,
yeah,
because they're wolves and femalism. So
man.
I get it, but at
It
first it
makes
was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't stand it. Oh man, but he is one. They are one that still to this day, and I still am reading the series and all the spinoffs and everything. They are still one of my favorite couples because once they do get there, which by the end of book one they do,
yeah,
they are a team. And even though Silas still has his moments where he has to learn how to be in a relationship with somebody, a strong female,
yeah.
because he's used to everybody just doing what he says
But
and not
she
having
does
to
not do
explain
that.
themselves. Yeah, not having to explain themselves.
She makes him do it every time,
Yes.
without fail, every time. So you had to get used to it. I don't know, or he
Well, it
couldn't.
was trial and error because remember when now that's one thing too we have to discuss about book one.
Uh-huh.
Um, Francis says she got about 7 books in. Oh, you have to pick it back up, Francis, because it just gets better and better and better. And they have
Yes.
she introduces new characters, and like I said, it's
Mhm.
going to have spinoffs. They're going to cross over, but still, Patron is still like the centralized storyline.
For sure.
So they're always like still in the mix, even with the spinoffs.
Even with the spin-offs. Yeah.
Because she has a new one now called Crimson Thunder, which is a dragon series, but um, Silas and Jasmine are still in it because they're connected.
Right. Yeah.
Um, I believe they. Wait a minute. Actually, the first book, Jennifer, is actually free. Um,
It
so you
is.
can read the first book, Birthright, for free.
No, they're
And
not.
Erica is saying the rest of them are not. And now that I think about it, they're not because I always they're not on Kindle Unlimited. But the first book is free. The
And they're not
Kindle,
long reads.
yeah. So
They're not long.
you can knock them out, and they're not expensive either. They're not expensive. They're only like about
$4,
$4. Yeah. So
maybe.
she doesn't
Yeah.
price them high at all. They're like because like book two is $3.99.
Yeah, they're like $4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm trying to let me see. Um, okay, so so it starts out where it ends up flipping because as we told you, Silas in the beginning is not happy that his mate is a human.
Right.
So he's like this, this got this like attitude, like he's big. She should be happy that that she's his mate and all that.
Right.
But what he doesn't know about Jasmine is, and he's going to learn, he
You
has a
learn today.
true alpha female. So when he actually starts wanting her,
Right.
that's when she shuts down
Correct.
because she's not going to be with somebody who she thinks doesn't really want her or thinks that he's settling. So
Right.
she's not going to settle.
No,
So
what
when
makes
she shuts
her?
down, that's when he loses his mind because and his wolf really does.
Yeah, yeah. And since they're driven by their wolf,
Right,
their biggest part is their wolf.
right.
That's unsettling for him, and he can't function.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that was funny to see how he changed his tune when she was like not interested.
right. And the thing is, that's the thing that bothered him because if it was wolf and wolf, and it was mate and mate,
Right.
then they couldn't help but be together. But
That's a good point, right?
because
Because if she was another full blood,
right,
she would have that pull as strong as him. But
right,
because she's human, she can take it or leave it. I mean, she
they
does
leave it.
feel some
She,
pull, but
right,
yeah, but she it's not gonna kill her like it,
right.
or
It'll do
drive
that.
her insane like it would him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was unsettling for him. I think throughout because he still
Right.
as powerful as he was, and everybody looked up to him and in his guidance and everything. He still had that insecurity with like she could leave me kind of thing,
Right,
and
right,
that
right,
always was in his spirit, like,
right.
and it drove some of his actions, which irritated her a little bit. So,
Right. He definitely, it was definitely a learning curve with him being in a relationship
a big one.
with someone like her because
Hmm.
over the next few books he had to learn and realize that he couldn't just run roughshod. He couldn't just like he did with his alphas and the rest of the nation
Right.
decide what this is going to be this way and that's it. Um,
Hmm.
and when she did like shut down because they're always in the back, he's always in the back of her mind and
Right.
she's always in his through
Right.
the telepathy. So when she shut that door, that
Yeah.
mental door, it's
Yeah.
like his wolf loses his mind, which he would normally do because she would be so done with him.
Yeah. Yeah. And he would drop whatever he was doing and found her and was like, now what? What I do now?
Oh man.
But she would always explain that I care about. I'm not. I'm just mad, and I need a minute, and I
Right, right,
just can't talk to you right now. And he couldn't
right.
get that concept in
Right.
his
And he used
head.
to tell her too, you cannot do that because
Right.
it hurts my wolf when you
Right.
just block me like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they had to get to where and she did eventually get to the point where she said, okay, I'm
She
not
did.
going to just totally block you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they have come a long way as a couple
Yes.
in
Yes.
the series. One of the things that I love that Jasmine brought to the Wolf Nation as their alpha female, they're a patroness. She's called a patroness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is the concept of family because in his world, they're driven more by their wolf side than their human side as a full blood.
Right.
Um, so they don't have this concept of family. They know that they have like litter mates, which are their siblings. That's what they
Right.
call them. But it wasn't until Jasmine came along that he started seeing what she meant about family and how family is important. Um, it took over some books because he kept stumbling, but he he eventually
It
got
did.
there. Like one instance, I remember, I can't remember which book it was
Mm-hmm.
when Tyrone met his mate.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting storyline too, because Tyrone and Tyrese are twins and they
Right.
are so
Right.
close that they share energy.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
So when Tyrese met Rose first,
He was like, wait.
Rose thought that he was her mate.
Right.
But then when they came home, he brought her home and she met the other twin, Tyrone.
Tyrone.
She
Yeah.
couldn't tell which one was her actual mate because they shared energy. But if they didn't realize that's what was going on,
Right.
it actually took Jasmine to say,
She had to
um,
separate them.
"You two separate," because they had never done that since they were babies.
Right.
They always merged their energy.
Uh-huh.
And once they separated is when Rose recognized
Yeah.
Tyrone was actually her mate,
Sure.
not Tyrese. And Tyrese also recognized it because in the
Right.
beginning he thought that Rose was his mate too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was an interesting storyline.
That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually, she had mentioned that Was it later on in one of the books they used that as a reference within the other stories? And I can't remember what it was used for, but they did mention it later. With people being so close, it was hard to tell, and they needed. And I think he used that and want to like use that example. And some like I can't remember what it was. There was some incident later on where he thought, "Wait a minute, we've kind of
Oh,
been
maybe
through
they're
this
doing
before."
that too. Yeah, seemed like I remember that too. I can't remember
Yeah,
what
and
the
then
book
he's
was.
like, "Wait, I know they separated, so let's just try it and see."
Right. Yeah, I
Um,
remember that too. I can't remember
I can't remember what it was, but it
what
was
the
something
character,
later
who
on.
the
They used
character.
that type of
Yeah,
thing. Hmm.
but I was going somewhere with that. What was that? Before I just wanted to give some context as far as Rose being their maid. Oh, okay. Jasmine, when Tyrone and Rose, when she became pregnant, and this was their first child,
Right,
and Jasmine's first grandchild, um, she wanted to be there for the birth. Silas, in his mind, wanted her to be safe because something was going on where this organization
right.
called the Liege
Hmm.
was infiltrating their compound, and so it wasn't safe, and he wanted her to be in the bunker.
Right,
And so she had to let him know, this is my son and his wife or
right,
mate, and she's having his child and he's freaking out. I'm going to be here with my child. But
right.
he didn't understand that concept of family at that time.
Hmm.
So they were butting heads a lot as far as that.
Yeah,
So
and that
that was
happened later on too with the was it the twins? Um, was it what
with Tyrone's
Ryder?
twin.
Hmm.
Yeah,
When they were
Ryan and
in the
Ryder.
and he didn't want her down there with Davian. That has
Right. Yeah, that's another issue.
he was like,
That's another
no.
issue. Jasmine's ex-husband, Davian, which is Tyrone and Tyrese's father, biological father,
Yes.
who is also a full blood.
Yes.
Um, he was married to Jasmine and loved Jasmine, but and see, this is another thing that Sydney does in this series is even if you're straight,
Go
usually,
back.
normally, if you run into your mate, regardless of who they are,
That was
you're
it.
drawn to them. So all that time he's been interested in women, but then he ends up finding his mate, Matt, which
Yes.
of course is a male.
Yes.
And he was fighting her for a while, and then he was going back and forth between Matt and Jasmine, but then the pull towards Matt, I guess, was too strong. So
Do
of
it.
course, Tyrese, being a mother's son, he fought his father
Mm-hmm.
because he felt like he was betraying his mother,
Right.
which he was. But and of course, Jasmine didn't know
Right.
any of this was going on at the time because she thought he was dead.
Right.
She
Hmm.
thought that was the reason that he wasn't in her life anymore.
Right.
So I don't know if it was book 2 or 3 that we find out that he's still alive,
Right.
and Silas knew about it. He finds out about it,
And
but
didn't say
doesn't tell Jasmine because he doesn't want her anywhere near her
anything.
ex.
A lot.
So
He
that
did.
was another mistake that he made,
Right.
where she kind of totally like blocked him.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, I don't want him. He's like, it doesn't matter.
He
I don't
said,
want
"My
to be
wolf would
around
not."
you.
He
You
said,
know,
"My wolf
like,
would not let you two be in the same room together."
no, no, no.
So that was interesting too, but that was a really really good book. One I can't remember which book it was because
That was.
I felt for Jasmine because she. Can you imagine? You think your husband is dead all this time, and then he reappears, and then you find out that your current mate knew about it, didn't tell you
Didn't
about it.
say nothing.
Then you find out that your boys also knew.
And they knew too.
Yeah.
Oh,
So another betrayal. She feels like she's been betrayed
another betrayal.
by all of them,
Hmm.
including Davian. She finally does convince Silas to let her and Davian have, a conversation.
Yeah.
And she also has one with Matt where she doesn't like him in the beginning either.
No, no. It took a minute. Because
Took a long minute. But even in the further books, Silas still did not want Davian anywhere near Jasmine, even though he knew that
no,
she didn't want him. But just the
because
fact
even
that they
like
had
with
been
the
together,
right, either with the celebrations they would
right,
have for the holidays, he would be like they at that point they had gotten closer to Matt,
right,
but he still was like, nah, he can't come.
right. The twins
So
should not split their time between Jasmine and Silas
right,
and their
and,
father,
mm-hmm,
because Silas couldn't handle
right,
having her near him.
right, yeah,
Which she did eventually just accept, because she knew that he
yes,
wasn't gonna budge on that. And she
mm-hmm,
knew that it didn't, she didn't want Davian anyway, but she thought it would be easier on Tyrone and Tyrese if they all could be in one
yeah.
place.
One, he wouldn't have that.
He was not having it, and that's one thing he was not budging on.
Actually, I guess she had to feel. She had to feel that because she said she felt because they were in each other's heads all the time. She could feel like how it was taking a toll on him,
Right.
um, and she had to bow down to it at some point. And just like you said, it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, you have to choose your battles basically. And she knew that it wasn't something that he was doing just to be.
No.
She knew it was that his wolf that was driving that
Mm-hmm.
sense of
Mm-hmm.
not being able to stay and seeing them together. Oh man.
So then we had the part of we had the transition of her being married to
Right.
Davian,
Right.
and then being a widow and a single mother to two boys, right? And then eventually finding out that those boys were shifters or half
Right.
breeds, and then finding that she was a breeder and he and
Right.
I mean the things were just like piling up. And then finding that he was her mate, you know, down the line, and then eventually having to um be and see her undead ex-husband.
Right. 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 He had a lot to be upset about, and I would have been, I
Not
like her, not just angry, but very hurt and upset.
her.
She
And the thing
blasted
is,
Dave.
no, go ahead.
No, I was saying she blasted Davian too.
Oh, she got him too. Everybody got. I mean, because it was. I guess you could see where they were coming from. I guess
Mm-hmm.
to some level, maybe because they were always trying to protect. Everything about the Wolf Nation was protect and keep you safe and keep you safe. And so that's where they lived on. That's what the pack mindset was.
Right.
Protect and protect and protect. So that was why he was doing it. I mean, not telling her that he was alive. Well, I don't know if that was all protection. That was a little selfish, but he was
Right. Because he knew what he was doing when right. He leaving her basically a single mother.
yeah.
um, I don't know. It took me a minute to warm up to Davian, and I still like.
I still am not.
Yeah,
I don't think I am. I think I am more into Matt than Damien. I don't know. I guess because he's so helpful.
he's
He's
helpful to the Wolf Nation and stuff, and now
he's
him and
like a big
Jasmine.
piece of that. And they rely on him so much. But I
Right.
don't know. I never warmed up to Davian, and I don't know if she did that if Sydney did that on purpose. You know.
But in the like the spinoff with
Mhm.
Thomas, their
Right.
adoptive son,
Yeah.
you see more of him in his element with him
Okay.
and the twins.
Yeah.
Um, and then when he takes Tyrone and Tyrese, or was it just Tyrone? I think he just took Tyrone to meet
Hmm.
his family, and he was explaining to Tyrone, what kind of family he came from.
Yeah.
You do see that, get a sense of who he is and who he was and all of that.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think the only thing that I did that makes me not like him still is because of how he did Jasmine. Even though I know in a way he was trying to protect her because it was a death sentence basically for a human to
Yeah.
find out about. So
Mm-hmm.
I get that part, but I think it was like you said, also a little selfish. It helped him in his situation
Yeah.
that was like that. Francis, yes, that part was something with Davian. And then you said he was imprinting on a man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you talking about with David and Matt? Yeah.
I think when he was Silas and Davian, I guess, and they were trying to, I guess their issue. I don't even know if they even have a relationship. Did they?
Oh,
Did they
oh.
even talk? Like I
I
can't.
mean, very rarely. Silas does in the recent books, more recent books, does get to a point where because Matt is such a help to the nation, and him
Right.
and Jasmine have grown to care for him,
Yes.
that like when they were having some kind of real bad storm or something, and that might have been in the Wolf Nation Christmas, where he does allow Davian to come through like the back door to Matt's place inside the compound
Yeah. So they
where
can
they
be
needed to,
together.
because
Yeah.
Matt needed to stay there because he was working on finding out what was
Yeah.
making what happened with the full bloods
Mm-hmm.
with the weather.
Yeah. Because
So
they
he
all
did.
stayed together. Right.
Mhm. So he knew that Matt couldn't leave, so he did allow Damien to to
Mm-hmm.
come and stay with him. But it still was like he had to come all the way around. I mean, where he could not run into Jasmine, basically.
That's he was your Joe.
Hey, Myra, thank you for joining us. No problem. We're discussing the Patron series by Sydney Addae, one of my favorite
Yes.
paranormal series. I've been reading it for years and years, since the beginning. And we were talking about Jasmine and Silas, who are the main characters in the series.
Yes.
I don't know, have you ever read this series? If you have, let us know. And Frances is saying she's going to reread the first book. Yeah, you should. To get
should.
back into that world, because I'm telling you, Frances, you need to finish the series and go into the spinoffs, because it's really, really, really good. It gets even better, and I love the new
Yes.
characters that are introduced in the series. Because Silas ends up finding his brother,
He does.
which of course wouldn't have meant as much to him if Jasmine hadn't been in his life.
Right.
Because he doesn't even call him Littermate anymore. He calls him his brother.
His brother.
Mhm.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Right.
But
And Angus calls him brother too.
he does.
And he calls Jasmine his sister. And those are concepts that they never even considered, because
Right.
they are driven by their wolves.
Right.
Yeah.
Francis.
Friends say so many, not enough time. Myra's, oh, you haven't read it, Myra, you will love it. You will love it.
Good. It is really good.
Jasmine and Silas are such a strong couple.
And I feel like the one thing that I love about this, like you said, they are a strong couple, but for me, even though they have their moments of like they have the disagreements, they have the things that they go through where he feels inferior and insecure, she feels angry about something he did, said, whatever, but it goes back and forth. But at the end of the day, they are there, like as soon as something happens, forget the argument. It's like, what's going on? What I gotta do? Who I gotta punch? Who I gotta take out? Because it's like
each other. Yeah.
ride or die.
Yeah,
Period.
they are definitely a ride or die couple, which are my favorite type of couples, in a good sense, not like this toxic stuff they talk about with ride or die.
And they're older because they're more mature, I think, and that helps. That helps.
Because even when the series starts, I think Jasmine is like 35.
And yeah, she's in her 30s. Yeah. So,
but she looks like she's in her 20s because she's a breeder.
Yeah,
she ages slowly, just like the wolves do. And Silas is over 600 years old.
Yeah,
but of course he doesn't look anywhere near that either.
No.
But what do you think about as far as the breeders? And they're going to learn more and more about breeders as time goes on. But you
Yeah.
know what I like? I like, besides the fact that she ages more slowly
Hmm.
than regular humans, and she can heal
Yeah.
better. We found that out when she was having her other sets of quads.
Yeah.
Um, but you know what I love? I love that she controls as far as when she gets pregnant.
She get,
A
ain't that
breeder, a
something?
breeder, a breeder decides if they are ready to have a child. Then if they think it is going to do something to the chemical makeup of their
Yeah,
body, because Silas keeps saying that he wants more kids after they have their quads,
he does.
which they do have four more babies after the twins,
Yeah.
um, who are not Silas's biological sons. But
Hmm.
she shut that down. She said, "I'm done. I want." She said, "I'll just have my grandbabies." So
That's
because she already said she's not gonna have any more, she can't get. She's not gonna get pregnant.
that's right. Right.
So I love that aspect of it too.
Right.
The name of the series itself, Myra, is um, the La Patron series by Sydney Addae, and then book one, which is free on Kindle, is Birthright, and um, Katina has the cover
Can you
right
see
there.
that?
That's the first book, Birthright by Sydney Addae.
It's
And
IR, by the way.
it is IR,
It's IR. Sorry.
and
So
the
she
La
is the
Patron
sister.
series is ongoing. It's ongoing. It's an ongoing series.
Ongoing. Hmm.
Because I just read the latest book. It was a Christmas book, and I was loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it.
Yeah,
Because I just love that world. I love the characters. The character development in the series is top notch. You will grow to love these characters like they're some long lost friends or
mhm.
family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just love how Jasmine is the epitome of what a black mother, good mother, and
Yeah.
fears like mother and mama bear is.
Oh, for sure.
When it come to her kids or even Silas, she does not. Okay, so that's another thing. I say that Jasmine brought the the concept of family to the nation. She
Yeah.
also brought Christmas to the nation because they worship the goddess. They
God.
don't worship God, but
Yeah.
she worshiped God. So she brought Christmas to the nation,
She
and she
did.
told them the reason for the season is Christ and birth of Christ.
Yeah.
So when she has her quads, their four little babies,
Oh, love this.
they grow up. They put. I love it. They put on little
Look,
Christmas plays and everything
look
from when they
like
little
that.
bitty things. Um,
And she
with,
gave him like the concept of gift giving,
yes,
and what it means and things like that. And the kids, like, they eat that stuff up. Like,
they did, and so her kids grew up with both the worshiping God and the goddess.
right.
And
Hmm.
even Sarita, which is like her adoptive daughter,
Yeah.
who is a full blood wolf, but
Hmm.
because of her being introduced to it because she was the same age as their kids,
Right.
um, she still celebrates Christmas even though she's not human. She's a full
Right.
blood, and so
Yeah.
does a lot of the nation because they even though they worship the goddess, they love that La Patroness. How did they cook with the La
I guess
Patroness?
the patroness. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
that's what they
Yeah.
call her, or mistress, as Asia calls her. Um, and I love too that she decorates the entire compound,
Everything.
and she makes a list of everybody who works for them in the
Yeah.
compound or in the nation, and then she sends gifts to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So even the little kids on the first Christmas book, the little kids in the nation, they all got gifts, and her little
Yeah.
pups, as they call them,
Yeah.
are the ones who pass them out to the other kids.
Right. It was so good. I loved it. I loved it.
Yes, yes, yes,
I'm just
yes.
wondering though, like with that, not division, but with that dual, I was like
Nature.
worship, but that dual like attention during the holidays,
Hmm.
that never was like discussed with the goddess, or was it?
I think in one of the books it was. What is? She said she likes. She ended up telling Jasmine that she liked. Ah! Sydney is here.
Oh no.
Yes, yes,
So yeah,
yes.
I don't have video. Let me see if I can get some video. Please, I apologize, Cheryl.
No, that's
I
fine.
I had jury duty and I got everything all screwed up. But um, oh, I just saw your email. So let
Oh,
me.
okay.
I don't. I don't know how to get this. I don't know how to get this going. So
Did you want it? Did you want to use your camera? If you don't, then you could just leave it like that because we can hear you.
oh, you can. Okay, you know what? It'll take me a little time to try to figure that out. So we can just talk. Hi, Katina. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I am so fine, Cheryl. Cheryl, thank you so much. I
We have been
apologize.
discussing your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. I love, love, love.
Oh, girl, I was working on some stuff for book 5 for Dragon Master and working on some stuff for what is it?
She is.
The Italian story. What did you think about that one?
I
Him in
loved
Italy.
it. I loved it, and I love that Silas got to go back to his primal instincts, where he was able to run free and not worry about being seen and be like one of the other pack
I
members.
know that for me when I was doing that book, that was a big thing for me because we haven't seen him. We haven't
We
seen him
have
in a long
not.
time. I know
Yeah.
he's always has to be so CEO-ish. So
Right.
I,
Right.
yeah, so I was really happy that he was able to be Wolfman. I mean, it just really take and it
Right.
was fun. It was
I
fun.
loved it, and even Jasmine said you are much freer here
Yeah,
in Italy. In Italy, yes.
yeah.
She was like, "We
He
got
didn't
to
have
come
to do
back."
any. It was nice. He didn't have to do anything. Did nobody know who he? Well, he just. I loved it. I that was a fun book to write. I would love to do more. A matter of fact, what I want to do, I'm thinking about doing is doing something before he became all of this. Maybe when he first came to the country.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so we
Ooh,
could really see him in his rawness and stuff
that would
like that.
be
Because I
yes.
fun.
really had fun with that. I really loved him like that.
That
I
would
was
be
like,
that would be
oh,
excellent. I love that idea. And well, you see what Erica just put on here that I'm fangirling because you came when I saw you
Right.
coming to the.
Yes.
Because wait a minute, Sydney, you know how long I have been waiting for you to come on the
I
show.
know, I know. And I, you know what? I've got to I got to figure out how to work my, I don't really do it high. Thank you. I don't really know how to, I don't do it. So
Right,
please
right.
just, I will be better. I will get better. I promise. I
Well,
promise
that's
I'll
why
get
I appreciate it because I know you really don't do this. And
Oh,
Francis, she
thank
loves
you,
your stuff.
thank you. Yeah, I have really been having a lot of fun. I did the Jasmine is changing and the kids are growing
Yes,
up and
yes,
when I did did you see the family tree that I put in the group?
I did,
Yeah,
and I love that too. And then I think I told you that Katina, I had told her about the series a while ago, and she had read the first 6 books, and I think she did Asia's books too. But when she knew that you were coming on, she has been zipping through the series. I mean, she just finished
girl.
Nation. Which one did you just finish, Katina?
I'm 98% done with Christmas in the Nation, and that's
Which one of my
Oh,
that
favorites? Yeah,
part.
that's
that
still
was
one of
one of
my
my
favorites.
favorites too. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Yes.
yes, yes.
yeah. Oh yeah,
And I love all the Christmas, but that's what we
yeah,
actually just discussing before you came on
Yes.
about how Jasmine introduced the concept of family and also the concept of Christmas and Christ
yeah,
to the
yeah.
nation.
Yes.
Yeah, because they worship the goddess, and
Right.
so he's
Right.
never had an opportunity. And she just came in, and I don't think she tamed him, but I think what she did was she introduced him to, like you said, family, and he
Yes.
had
Right.
never had that before,
No.
which is kind of a real serious setup. I don't. I mean, I'm kind of side eyeing the goddess sometimes. I be writing, I be
Yes,
like,
Kind of.
you and me both. I'm like,
I was
why
like,
would she take his memory and let him leave his
yeah,
baby
Right.
girl?
yeah. I'm like, that wasn't really cool, but it worked. And a lot
It
of times when
is.
I start writing these stories, I don't really know I don't really know where they're gonna go, and then it'll come up. And I was like, oh, that wasn't really nice, but it is what it is.
But
Yeah, I think I
she would
told
even,
you still one of my favorites is when Jasmine tried to fight the goddess. Like,
Yes.
remember I was telling y'all in the audience, Jasmine is definitely the epitome of a Black woman who's standing for her family and her. When she thought something that she was doing Silas wrong, she didn't care about her being who she was.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, I mean, when I was doing it, I was thinking you're absolutely right. She is a Black woman, and it's the same thing from the first book. I had to read every time I read book one, Birthright. I'm like, yeah. When she looked at those boys, I don't care how old they were.
Yes,
they were 20. She looked at him, and he was like, oh, okay, mama in the house.
right.
Gotta acknowledge it. Got to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Period.
And that was a big thing. I wanted a mature woman. I wanted a mature Black woman. And she had kids. I mean, it was like, I can't, can you see Silas with a 20-year-old?
Oh, no.
With a younger?
No. Because they wouldn't be able to handle him. And,
she had gone through enough stuff. Jasmine had been through a lot. And so she was able to deal with him. And and even at that, I mean, it took a lot. But when I started trying to put it together, I was like, no, he has to have a mature person. He can't. No, he's 300. So she seems to work. So I'm happy about it.
And we were just talking about how betrayed she felt when she finds out about Davian, and that Silas knew and didn't tell her, and that the twins knew all that time and didn't tell her. Yeah. And
Birthmark used to be my favorite of those series until Christmas in the Nation. That became my favorite.
That's
that was. But it was just the way. I mean, it was like he was like, oh my God. When he admitted to Matt that Jasmine could walk into any room in the entire complex. I was like, ooh. And he was like, no, the last stop now. And he knew it was going to cost him. I was like, that's a strong man. And I'm writing it. I'm thinking, that's a strong man right there.
But wait a minute, this is what I need to ask you too, Sydney. Now, is he ever going to, because we were just talking about this too, about one of the more recent books, actually it was A Christmas in the Nation, when he did allow Davian to come and stay overnight, but basically he took him all the way like around.
Nowhere near her.
Nowhere. It is weird. Sometimes I'm be writing. I'm thinking, dog, Silas, she's not interested, but it doesn't matter. He's mostly a wolf. He's just a beast, and this beast ain't have it. It is funny because he has never changed. Never.
Right.
Even in this book, remember in this book, the last book, he mentioned dating going, and he didn't like it. But he realized he didn't like it, but he realized, and Jasmine didn't even respond. She was just like,
she over it, like, right.
Yeah. And she was like, if you want him to come, you want Tyrese to come, ask him. Well, he's gonna be with his dad. And she was like, okay. And I was just like, okay, that's how you do that. That's how we don't have to do that. Because it was really but I think that's just a part of it. He's like, he tells her all the time, I'm more animal than I am human.
Right.
So I think that's why they work. I hope. I don't know. I just, they just in love.
They are.
But that was like
one of my favorites.
But that was his most. That was she was his biggest vulnerability, and that one piece he could never let go of because.
Yeah.
Right.
I know she has his heart, but he still. It's always like, oh.
That's one thing that he was not going to budge on. He gave in on a lot of stuff, but not that. Yeah, ever. And he just told him, he says, what did he tell him? That if you talk to him or touch him, my wolf will kill him. It was almost as if he was saying, it won't be me, but
right.
It won't be me, but my wolf will kill him. And it was just like, oh, dude. I'm writing this and I'm thinking, oh, okay, all right, I guess this is just the way it's going to be. So that was, and they have never crossed that line since.
I love that though. Now wait a minute, me and Katina were talking about this too. Okay, she said the same thing that I told you a long time ago when I first read this. I can't remember if it was the Angus's book, But we both thought, because I had never told her this, and she said, I thought that Renee and Angus were gonna end up together because of that scene.
One little moment.
Remember that moment, Sydney, that you put in that book, where Renee was checking Angus out and Angus was checking Renee out.
Yeah. Well, and I had to be consistent because Renee checked Silas out. But that remember
sure
in the hospital,
she
did.
At the hospital, yes.
She did, yeah, but she didn't want none. So,
right.
Not that.
Right, I forgot about that. She did.
Yeah, so she doesn't have a problem. Like she said, I'm not blind. I can appreciate that they look good. But I could never have put her with Angus. He deserved somebody that was straight up.
Right.
He deserved a full blood. That's the way I looked at it with Angus. He needed a full blood. Yeah. And it was a good thing because remember, in Angus's book, they were going to kill Silas.
Right.
Yeah, they were going to kill Silas, but because Angus and his mate were full bloods, they stood proxy for the nation.
Yeah.
So sure did. Yeah.
They still. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this just. I'm telling you, I had no idea that. But while I was writing, I was like, oh, this works out really good. So yeah. But no, I just. Yeah. But I wasn't sure. I thought Melange. What did you think about Melange and Renee?
I did not like her. I still don't really like her.
Still don't.
And wait a minute, when you let her beat up Asia, I'm like, what's going on? But I think it was a good thing for Asia though, because she had never been, she was used to winning all the time. So.
Yeah, and I think for Asia, I think her problem at that time, she was really emotional. Honestly, I don't think that Melange, however you say her name, can beat her. Can win against her if she was, had her head on straight. But I can't remember. I think that she was just angry about something, and she saw Melange, and it was. Oh, that's right. That was in book Trace, right? When her daughter was missing.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that was when.
Yes, she wasn't
when her
in
daughter
her right
was
mind.
missing. Yeah. So she was missing. That's when they got together. Her daughter was missing. Yeah. So she wasn't. But no. That wouldn't have happened normally, but when you're vulnerable and stuff. So that was what it was. It was like, okay, so in this book, I get an opportunity to show people who Melange, however you say it, really is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only because Asia is going through something because Silas's crazy daughter had stole Sarita.
How do you pronounce? Because ever since I've been reading this series, I pronounce it Le Patron. Is it Le Patron or La Patron?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. I mean, I've heard it both ways, and I'm good either way.
Either way, okay. Yeah, I've been saying Le Patron. I don't know for forever.
Yeah, that works for me. That works for me, and I've heard it Le Patron, and that works too. I don't know. It's the audio does it La Patron, I think.
Right, and that's what made me. Yeah, that's what made me. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been saying it wrong all this time.
No, you haven't. It's just that I just left it like that.
Because I was gonna ask you too. What do you plan to do anything with Kim, as far as being more involved with Hawk?
No, I don't like her at all.
Thank you.
I don't like her at all. I can't write her. I can't redeem her. I can't really write her. So I just kind of leave her. Some of the characters I just can't redeem, and she's one of them. She was really good.
Yeah, she was something.
Really bad, so I can't. Yeah, and I don't even have a good enough excuse. So she's one of those characters that, I mean, she's there, but she'll never have, So.
And what I like too about the last one is we got to see Damien and again, because he, we don't get to see him as much.
Right. Well, because what happens is, gosh, when I had to, I counted the books, it's like 30, 40 books. So it's a lot I can't bring all the people back a lot.
Right.
So one of the reasons I like Christmas books is because at Christmas I have a real excuse or reason to just do a kind of a touch up with who's who, what they're doing, what's the kids, and all that kind of stuff. And they all, I mean, they, they all have kids now. It's like, oh
They
my
do.
gosh. So, yeah, I was like, oh,
A
okay,
lot
y'all
of
got all these
babies.
babies. And I had to keep them straight up right now. I'm like, okay. But in my mind, I could see them playing, and that made it easier. But you won't see, I mean, that won't happen again. I mean, I won't do that. That's hard.
Yeah, I love you. I love the Christmas books ever since the first one. But yeah, Christmas in the Nation is my favorite so far.
My favorite too. When she was about to die, I mean, when Jasmine was about to die.
Yeah, and Silas was losing his mind. But and then
we
that's
got
when
to see Thomas them step up, and I know that's another one. I love Thomas.
I love him.
Yes, I love Thomas, but I love Tom. How do you pronounce the other one? Thomas.
Oh,
Thomas.
yeah.
I think I told you that's one of my favorites. Thomas.
Yes, and did he turn out pretty good?
Yes, and just the whole world, the way you describe Italy and all of that.
Yeah.
Ever since I read their book, so I was happy that Silas and Jasmine were going to Italy, even though I was surprised that they didn't go to see Renee and them. The new babies, since they just had the baby.
But I think we did one. Yes, they were in Christmas. They did with them for Christmas in book one.
Right.
So I thought, let's do Italy, because people ask me about Thomas or Tomas, or however you want to say his name.
Right.
And in Italy, and I wanted Silas to really just give up. Wow, I really missed that. And and then I didn't have to bring everybody else. I could just kind of focus on Italy. And then we got to see, because I was laughing when I was writing this. Jasmine's like, well, why do they have to go? And he said, he said, I am his alpha. And
right.
Okay. He said, because I'm his alpha. And I was just like, oh, all right. So he had, even though, Thomas was the alpha of the pack, and Tyrone, that was his brother,
right?
And stuff. They all fell in line behind Silas. Like,
sure did.
I was just like that. So it was fun getting a chance to do that. I never.
It was so good. But I have to tell you too, one of my favorite characters that you have created is Grandfather.
Really?
With him and Silas and him and Storm, the way they are always exasperated by the way.
I love that they were like
a little bit.
Right, and they were always like, why does he always want to go to eat? And he don't eat. Here it goes. He don't eat.
I love his character. I love it.
Yeah. He's a fun person to write. He is. Because he gives all of them a hard time. And it's like, and his attitude is like, hey, look, I'm just trying to help. I'm like, yeah. So somebody has to do that. Somebody has to be able to do the things that he does without, getting in trouble. Yeah.
Right. Love him. And I loved, me and Katina were just talking about, because she just recently read the Quaz books, the Den with Renee and David and Jackie and Adam's books. Katina, what were your thoughts on
those? Which one was your favorite of those? Renee was my favorite of those. I mean,
mine too. I said that.
Renee was my favorite. That the wedding and her personality.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. The whole thing. It was like every time they were just like, oh Lord, not the wedding again. Because of Storm, and I felt like he just. I don't know. I'm kind of like another Silas coming in and learning, and
right. He definitely is learning. Yeah, because he's
learning her too.
Than Silas was.
Yeah. I think that was one of my favorites, because it was funny. Just everybody was just over it, and it was just. I mean, even before that, she was even trying to plan others' weddings.
Right. She was trying to get Jackie to have one first. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Stop. They were making deals like, if we'll do this as long as we don't talk about the wedding, okay?
Renee is something else. She's spoiled. Yeah, she's spoiled. I don't know if you got to the book yet, Katina, where she's gonna get in trouble with Jasmine. I don't know if you got there yet.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Which one was that?
She's gonna get in trouble with her mama.
Oh my God, wasn't that hilarious?
That was hilarious.
That was funny. That was funny.
I'm trying to
Jasmine.
think. Because the one that I remember, she was nervous with Silas because of what she had done, but I don't know if that was Jasmine too. Okay.
No, you would know this one. This one is
Okay.
specifically
Yeah.
Jack, and she's gonna want her dad to help baby her like he normally does, but nobody messes with Jasmine, not even his
Nobody
kids.
messes with Jasmine. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that. She is really, she is really.
I think out of all of the kids, she's the one that's the most spoiled.
I think so. And ironically, Renee is my favorite. Well, I really like the twins too, but Renee of the four, she's like my favorite character because she's that odd one that's she's easier to write because she doesn't, she goes through so much. She's extra.
And she's so creative. I love that her creativity and her drawings and her paintings and stuff.
I also like the it was the angst of Sarita and David. The battle, and I was just that was goodness. And he had to get, it was tough. That was a tough one because I was like, oh no, that was when Kim, came and see the picture.
I still have a rough time with that one, with Kim with that one. But I had to write it. I mean, I had to write the first in the villainous role, but it was just like, because otherwise, why didn't David and Sarita just hook up? Right. It had to be some reason, and that was the reason. But it was just so. Unfortunately, I didn't like her. I didn't like her.
And she definitely Kim came off as very selfish. Even though I felt for her as far as what she went through with her mother and seeing it and all of that, and that it damaged her. So I did have some compassion for her, but
that was tough.
Yeah.
I really did. Yeah, I felt bad that anybody sees that. I mean, unfortunately, Sarita didn't remember it, but even so, she didn't have to do what she did.
She definitely did not. And I still don't understand why she blames Hawk, because he was a victim too. But but then I see it just like Storm blamed him too in the beginning. The Storm mopped the floor with him and Asia. That was
The thing about Storm is not so much that he's a better fighter. It's just that he can't die. I mean, it's like. Right. So, and actually, I don't think Asia can either, because they certainly tried to kill her. Do you remember the one where they put a birth date, where the guys put the knife in her chest?
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So I guess they get tired, and he doesn't get tired. That was the only thing I could think about. I was just thinking, and
then you figure that him and Razor were born to be who they are. So
but they didn't know. Nobody knew.
Right. I do love Razor though. I love him and what's her
Trista.
Trista. That's another side eye to the goddess for creating these people with these gifts and not telling them. So So it is what it is. What it was is when I got a chance to expand the world a little bit with the dragons part, I was able to really show the goddess in a different light.
Yeah,
and
you were.
So So I really, really, really enjoyed that, because she does get messed up. She makes a lot of mistakes, and you get a chance to see on a different level how she pays for that mistake and how it really comes back to her.
And how she is accountable to the council.
Yes.
So that makes it that helped me, because I was just thinking, I got this entity, and she's really making these mistakes.
Yes.
There's no recompense for her. Yeah. And so I was like, I gotta do something, because she's driving me crazy with this, because she just does these things and they're wrong. It's like, how do you take somebody's memory and not tell them? How do you just
especially when it's a child involved.
I can understand the wife and that issue,
right?
Trying to kill him, but the child though.
So that she wouldn't have turned out the way she did if that hadn't happened, probably. And that was a good book too, where that was the first time Silas lashed out at Jasmine because she was, about to attack his daughter.
She didn't care one bit. I was
if I don't care, it wasn't a person. It would have been Jasmine that day. She said, "You can do all you want. You sat over there." And the thing is, the goddess had already said Silas had to sit this out. And he was like, "No, wait, no." He was no.
That scene when she was, I can't remember what his daughter's name is now, but
Illyria?
Something like that with an E.
When she was crying for him and stuff, and then he zapped Jasmine, and Jasmine was shocked, like he just zapped me.
Oh,
he said like a cold something through the
They have grown up. They have truly grown up over the. I mean, remember from book one, he was just this really.
He was terrible.
Now in this last book, he can't go across the street without making sure she's somewhere nearby.
Right.
So, but that's the beauty of it.
He was so outdone to be that the goddess would make him made it to a human. Oh man. But it was such a great job. I wanted to ask you too, because like you were saying, Tyrone and Tyrese are still two of my favorites, and I used to love how they merged their energies and how they fought together as one. Are we gonna get any more of them, like as far as together? Because we got Tyrone, but they weren't together in the last.
They weren't together, right? Yeah.
And like I said, I have to be careful. Here's the deal. Anytime I write Silas, Tyrone and Tyrese will be in that book because they're his inner circle.
Okay.
Even though David them have moved off, Tyrese and Tyrone and Angus, and Asia and Paul, all of them are still with Silas. So it makes it easier for me to write because I have that core group. I don't have to worry about writing David, then they have their own group. So it will always be, anytime I have a book about Silas. The challenge with Silas is when he was in Italy, I could give him a villain that he can beat.
Right.
It is harder to do that when he's in the States.
Because there's so much other stuff that he has to worry about, like the military and stuff.
Well, because he owns the states. I mean, there's an alpha in every state. It's hard for a villain like that guy that was in Italy to come into the country without them finding out. So in the country, Silas's problems are different. They're like with the military and with bigger organizations, more CEO kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's harder. He can't necessarily do what he did in Italy, just fighting like that in the States because they're watching him all the time and the whole night, they're aware of who he is. They know what he does. So in Italy, they don't nobody know who he was. He would have more freedom. He could come, you know what I'm saying? He could do a lot more. Are you
going to have him going back and forth because they have a house there now?
I would like to, but here, same thing. It's just, I have to be careful with Silas because you can't, I don't want him to be a bully. And he can't be a bully, can't be seen as a bully.
Right.
So if he can pull the wolf, he can do the things he can do. The people he fights have to be, they have to be on a different kind of level. And then I have to be realistic about who I can bring into his territories without him, it can't be aliens because he can't fight aliens. And, so I have to be a little bit more careful with him in the States.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's why the earlier books, the first 6 are still my favorites because, and the way he always trying to make it seem like humans are below him, the Legion was kicking his behind, man, because they did it in a way where he couldn't see them coming.
He didn't know.
With the water contamination, and then what he did with the babies and all of that.
Yeah,
he had his hands full as far as that. So that was the way you were able to, even though he had all these extra powers, it was nothing he could do as far as that because he didn't know where
No.
where the attack was coming from.
He didn't have this, and they see, and he didn't have Hawk back then.
No.
He didn't have Asia. He didn't have the team. He didn't have his. He didn't even have Tyrone and Tyrese.
No.
He didn't have the team. Remember, he didn't have the team. He was just really getting them, and everybody was just finding their place.
Finding their foot, right?
So he had to build out. He had to build out his inner circle. It was, and then he didn't have Angus. He didn't have the chameleon bracelet. You know, it's a different kind of thing now. So when I have to literally come up with a really good conflict for him that's realistic, and so that he doesn't come off looking, you know. So
it would have to be somebody like the, how do you pronounce it? The ones who infected Jasmine, but of course he can't beat them because they're higher than the goddess. But it would have to be somebody like that.
Well,
from like an ancient person,
or even like what we had in Italy, something like that. Right. Because that guy, even though the gatekeepers could have dealt with him, but because the reason they didn't was because he was attacking wolves and they wanted to handle it.
Right.
So something like that, if somebody sneaks in undercover and they come, but he's got 50 alphas. That's, it's like if they come to the States, and these guys are not punks. So it's kind of like,
right.
Okay, so whenever I have to come up and do a story with Silas, I have to find him a goodie. The military has been really good so far. In terms of being a villain, when they stole, remember, and I think when one of his books, they stole his knights, took them to another country,
where they were,
to another country. Silas was able to go and do that. So stuff like that I can do because that's equal, kind of.
Right.
And then, of course, while he was there, he kicked off a whole nother problem because he killed somebody. But even so, it was, but it's a little more difficult with the infrastructure that he has. So but I'm always open to ideas because I love writing him. I have to be really careful.
I still love him and Jasmine and the entire world and the spinoffs because I love Crimson too. But I love that we still get Silas and Jasmine and Crimson stories too, and David. And then in this last book, Crimson was actually in that book too. It was right, I love that.
He just carried some water and then he left it out. But because it's the world. That's what I like about it. It's the world.
Yeah, and I hope you write some more about that we get some more Thomas and Tomos and Aurora and their world too. I just love because even when I read I think I told you I ended up rereading it. Because I just love that whole storyline and them going through Italy and stuff and running into the problem, and then their adoptive sons and daughter.
Did you see how many kids? I was shocked by when I did the family tree. How many kids they had? I was just like, oh my god!
And all these kids are piling up. And now Ryan and Ryder has kids, and they were the first grandbabies, and now they're grown. But
it makes it a little it gets busy, but and that doesn't really start because they could each, like, I could write Thomas, we just call him Thomas, and I'm talking about Thomas Italy Thomas, and it's easier to find him. The conflict is easier for all of the other stories to write. But same thing. He's connected to Silas. It's just like what's the crew that's in that we got the alphas in Canada.
Right.
What's
darn it.
What are their names?
And the couple, the really Leonard, Leo.
Leo
and his mate, and then we have the Brothers of Thunder in Mexico.
Because the two brothers, the ones that were just with David in the cave,
Cain and Abel in Mexico.
Cain and Abel.
I have it, whereas I could really plot them, but like I said, the hard part is I'd rather write about Silas.
Right.
and just finding a worthy adversary. But you have no idea how excited I was when I did that. Took him to Italy, and he was able to just be a wolf and just. I mean, I was as happy as he was to just be a wolf.
And that's why I was saying it came through the writing too, because the characters were excited. He was excited.
Yeah, I love
yeah,
that.
I
And
loved it.
yeah, I can't do that. You could do anything you want. It's just, it would mess up the world. It would mess up the way the world is set up if I try to pull him back to the States with all this, because we've already talked about the satellites. We've already talked about how they're watching him. You know, I would have to, all of a sudden, so no, they're not watching them anymore. So it's a little bit more difficult, but not undoable. But like I said, if you have an idea, just send me an email.
Well, I love too how you have in Italy, they have more contact. Well, not where they know about them, but they have more contact where they're alongside the humans, like when they're shopping and stuff at the bear. What's the bear's name? I love him too, the one that owns everything.
Forgot his name.
Yeah, I love him too. It would be interesting to find out more about him too.
Oh gosh.
And wait a minute, Katina, she did a novella. I don't know if it was part of a anthology. I can't remember, but you did one on this tiger. Remember, I kept saying, Sydney, are you going to continue to write this tiger? And you was like, probably not. but then we ended up getting the Tiger and Crimson's.
Okay.
But you have to read the one with the tiger. I can't even think of what the name. What's the name of it, Sydney?
What's the tiger's name?
The name of the book.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I can't remember. I can't remember what book it was.
It was in a group book.
I think they were on they were on a cruise ship or something.
You're right. It was a cruise ship. I can't remember this. And actually, the way that story went, the other stories, Griff is nothing like that. So different.
And I like Griff, so I'm glad that we got him. His story. I love him.
He'll be more in book 7. Because in book 6, well, you were with me with Bella, right?
Yeah. I was the one that was complaining a lot of the times behind the scenes. Not out in the open like somewhere, but behind the scenes, I was telling Sydney I cannot stand. I'm like, but I'm doing it to support you.
And I appreciate it. In book 6 book 5, I think, drops next month in February.
Okay.
It takes us all the way to after the birth.
Okay.
And then but this one I didn't do in the Bella. I ended it with the red ball or the flame ball, red ball, whatever. The ball, remember, with Sasha, and Sasha turned on her.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, and she said, we'll do our own ball.
Right.
The story, this book book 5 ends with that ball, and that wasn't in Bella.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that one, and then the next book is where the tigers, because there was a lot with the tigers. I was like, oh my God, this book will be too long.
Ooh, I cannot wait. Wait.
So the next book, book 6, will have a lot of the tigers in it. As a matter of fact, So we'll see. Yeah. I will say this. I think that Silas and Jasmine are we've been hanging since 2013. That's my couple right there. I could sit down and I could see Jasmine. I could talk about them. And on a close second is Crimson Thunder. Lord have mercy. Sometimes I was just doing a video, working on a video for the release and stuff, and I was just like, man, Crimson, you just.
Yeah, I love Crimson. I love the way that you wrote him too, and I like that he respects Silas, but he's not afraid. He doesn't bow down to him like.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. He's like, I'm not my father.
Right.
Silas was like, okay, I thought I could do this. He's like, yeah, no, you can't do that.
He definitely is. And he's another one who's blunt.
Yeah, and I like that. I don't know. I prefer that. I prefer on a personal level, and it comes through, in my characters. I just prefer to just go ahead and say it straight up. Yeah, that's it.
Because you know where you stand with them.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
There's no guesswork. It's no guesswork. They're gonna let you know. But yeah, you have done a great job. I'm still enjoying the ride, and I'm glad you were able to make it on.
And I apologize so. I've I've never done jury duty till last week, and so everything was thrown behind. I was in jury duty all last week, and we finished up on Friday. And I've been just coming in and work, rushing, trying to get
Right,
stuff out
right.
and stuff. And so I missed this. I don't, to God be the glory. I just happened to look at my Sydney Addae email account, and you got an email from me because I was like, oh my OMG, and I wrote it, and so I looked at the time and I thought this was tomorrow, and I said I can be tomorrow, and so then you said tonight, then I thought let me see if she's still there. So even though it was only a little time, I thank you so much for your invitation. You have been so gracious with me. You have invited me so
No
many times.
problem.
I just, as you can tell, I'm not technically literate. I need to do that. But I didn't want. I mean, you had asked me, and I did want to, and I said yes. So
Right, and I was so grateful because I have been working on you a long time. Yes,
I've never done this before, so thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me on.
You are very welcome. Katina, did you have anything you wanted to say to Sydney before she?
I just had one question about Bite. Is that the name?
The dog?
The dog?
Oh yes, Blue.
Yes. Blue. Sorry, I thought it was Bite. I don't know why I think it was Bite.
Yeah, everybody was asking about Blue. I asked about it.
Blue. He is blue, but his name is Bite. It's Bite, but he's blue.
Oh, okay.
His color is blue.
I thought his name was Blue.
No, his color is blue, but his name is Bite. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, he just disappeared, but I guess he got old and just.
But I was looking because I have to reread a lot. Whenever I write, I have to reread, go back through and read the stories to make sure I don't get them messed up. And the last time I saw him, they mentioned him that he was watching the kids
right
in the nursery.
Yeah,
and now they're grown. So I mean,
so we know that he right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess now that what is Tyrell's daughter is made it. I don't know. I didn't write him since then, and I was like, okay. So I haven't seen, but
I was thinking since he had all those surgeries and stuff, he would last longer than regular.
I'm sure he probably did
a lot of surgeries.
Alive somewhere. I just be forgetting when I'm writing. I mean,
right.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
so he has a new generation that he can, or somebody, another dog that they can, guard. Yeah,
it would be nice if he does. Maybe he will reappear. I mean, I don't as a gift to somebody else. Because let's see, because the kids are grown,
right?
They're no babies.
Yeah.
So I guess he could go back to Angus.
Angus loved his dog.
He did.
Angus has a house now, so he could go back to the house.
Right. Silas didn't. Silas at first didn't like him, but when he saw how he guarded his babies, then
so, that's a really good point. Somebody else had asked me that. I was like, I don't remember. It's a lot of characters.
Yes,
I have everybody, every character, every book they were in. Every is on an Excel spreadsheet. How they looked, what book they was in.
Okay.
That's the only way I can keep up. And then I have another sheet with all the babies' names and their daddies, and so I have all these spreadsheets that I have to go to so that I don't get them mixed up, because my readers will tell me I got them wrong.
Yep. Because I knew you had to have something where you kept all these characters straight.
I have an Excel spreadsheet. Somebody said, "Well, didn't Ruby and Diamond have kids?" I was like, "Yeah, but I didn't say their names." If I don't say a name, I guess I could make it up, but then you would never be able to check it. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
If I don't say their names, you don't have to worry about it, because chances are you'll never see them. If you do hear about or see about them again, then I will name them.
Right.
But it's like after a while, it's like you can't name it. Somebody that's bringing water, you don't tell their name.
It's plenty though, and I think I told you this before. I love the way that you are able to. One of my favorite things about the series is the dialogue and stuff when the family is together, and just how it flows. And I think I asked you one time, how do you keep it straight? Because it seemed like you make sure that everybody gets a little bit of time to chime in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Those are my favorite moments when they're all together. And one of my favorite scenes, and I had to tell you this too, was I think it was in Christmas. Yep, in Christmas in the Nation, when Tyrone and Tyrese came to check on Jasmine, and they started telling Silas about how it was when they were growing up, and they were at the baseball game or the baseball game, and Tyrone got upset or got put out the game or something like that, and they were just showing how Jasmine was, and how she was a mother bear, a mama bear, and
Yeah.
Silas appreciated the bond because I think he even thought that the bond that she has with the twins is different than her bond with the wives.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And
Yeah.
I I didn't try to make it whereas it would be real noticeable, but it was just a different time in her life.
Right.
It was.
It was just, I have two kids, and the bond I have with my daughter when I was a single parent is completely different than
Right.
the bond I have with my kid when it was me and his dad.
Right.
Because it was two of us, but with her, I was everything. So
Yeah.
with Jasmine and the twins, she was everything.
Everything
basically,
to the right.
Damien was gone. But when she had the other ones, she had what is nurses or people to help watch them.
Right.
Tyrone, her mom, everybody else would come into the nursery. It was like a community kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Totally different. Yeah.
yeah, it was totally different. So yeah, and so they got her raw, and she was younger. It's something about when you're young, you got to drink with any people. So it was, and I needed that to be that way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that she loved them. She loves them
Right.
all.
It was just a different experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrone would literally go to prison. Not Tyrone. Tyrese would go to prison in a heartbeat. If you look
Oh
at
yeah.
yeah.
He jumped on he jumped on his own father like you hurt my mom.
Yeah. And I needed to make sure that was obvious because he's the more the difference in their personalities.
Right.
Well, they both would probably do the same thing, but he's always been the more vulnerable and the close, more emotional one with her, not with anybody else, but with her. Yeah. So
yeah, because he's hard with everybody else, but not with Jasmine.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But I'm glad that y'all picked up on that. But thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was totally deliberate. I was trying to do that one.
Yes, and we get to see Tyrone in his father mode and with Zeus, because I still love that scene when he felt his boys being in trouble, and he came in, man, that was so I love that scene.
Was it funny? Oh, poor Zeus.
Zeus got his butt handed to him.
I mean, he tried later on.
My boys.
Right, and he tried at the end. I mean, after they had left. Trying to be the starting thing. It was like, okay, but they was gone. Dude, no.
Yeah.
You got your tail.
That was funny. I still
it's been a while since we saw the twins.
But I be laughing. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, because I loved it. Because it had been a while since we saw the twins fight. So when we got that, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he whooped him. He whooped him like he ain't have no family yet. He did. That was poison Zeus, and he was the big man. And it's even now they won't cross the street if they see Thomas or they know about Thomas because they just know they can't beat them. So you're right. I forgot about that. And that was funny.
But I like that you're kind of redeeming Zeus and well, it's kind of because Barticus too got them where they know if they mess up, that's it.
Yeah.
But
it's harder when you have a mate. If he was still single and he didn't care about his life, but now it's different. Everything is different when you get mated because they become your priority. So to save her life, he had to change. So
that's true. That's true because now he has something to lose.
Yeah, in order for the mates to survive, the men had to change. Same thing with Silas. Silas had to change because he had a mate, he had kids.
He definitely had to change it. He has come a long way.
Yeah, he has come a extremely long way. Family does that to you. When you have family you care about, you change. You just and
I love his and Angus's bond too. How whenever
Oh, yeah.
Whenever he's upset about Jasmine,
Yeah.
Angus is like his sounding board.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Mhm.
he's the only one. He can't talk to the twins.
True.
He can't
True.
talk to Asia because Asia is pro Jasmine all the
Right.
Oh,
way.
all the
Right.
way. All the way. No question.
And
But
I
I
just don't.
also love that when that bond was threatened, how they did the man thing where it was like, don't do that again. It was more like, it felt that tug when
Oh
Angus
yeah,
was in
yeah,
trouble.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bond was kind of
yeah.
shaky, and
Right.
they after and the aftermath of it, they had that moment when it was like, I didn't like that,
Right. I think
feeling.
that's when it really was clear to them that
Yeah,
what they were
yeah.
to each other. Then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That relationship has come a long ways too.
It has. They
And
were
I
trying
like,
to kill each other in the beginning.
yeah, yeah,
Did they?
I like Angus. I like Angus. He's good for Silas, and so
He is.
he's what Silas didn't know he needed.
He
So
didn't.
now he can't. He can't. It's like, and I think he even said it in this last book when he was talking to Angus about the brother that was missing. He says, "Imagine if you were coming to see me and you disappeared."
Right.
And they couldn't even they couldn't. It was like, yeah, we got, yeah. So they have grown really, really close.
All of
So
them
I
have
like this.
grown. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. And like I said, I can't wait to read the rest that's coming out next month and after. I'm all in.
Yeah, next month I've got Dragon Master Crimson Thunder Book 5 will drop next month in February. And I think this year for Sydney I have I think I would love to finish all the Dragon Masters. It was just so that was a long that was a lot. So but Dragon Man, I do have another Thomas and Chimera book, and it's going to come out in 2026.
Okay.
So I have Thomas, and let's say Chimera
Right.
Pack. They should have one, and I think I have another one for. I have another one for Jasmine. I feel more comfortable doing Jasmine them, Silas and Jasmine than I do for some reason David them. Um, because
Okay.
well, I think it's because it's four of them.
Oh yeah. So it's a lot to right because you
Well,
got to make sure they all have equal, equal
yeah,
time.
because
Right.
I still don't understand why. I mean, even though David is the alpha, and we always knew he was going to be
Right.
some.
Yeah.
It's just I wanted to do another birth but I won't do one in 2026 because I need to
Are you
recalibrate
gonna
because
do another Christmas book this year?
I doubt it. I do them like maybe once every. It's hard to do them every year because I don't know what you're gonna do. I mean, I don't. My Christmas books are just Jasmine and Silas. I
Right.
don't do. I don't. So I don't know where I can take them. Although they have been taking vacations lately, so
Yeah,
they
and I
did
think
it.
Jasmine said it in this last book. I want to.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. David talked about a family reunion.
Yep.
I might do a family reunion book, but not for
That would be
Christmas. That would be
so.
fun. That would be
Yes.
fun. Yeah. That's a good. Let me write that down. A family reunion book because I
That would
want
be
to do
great.
them. Yeah. I don't think, and that's a good title, family reunion.
Hmm.
Uh, so I might do that one, but I know I'm doing the dragons. I want to do dragons. I like Thomas and Eve. I want them to go in a really, really
I
good.
love E's abilities. I love
Yeah,
how. Yeah, I love her
yeah. I
abilities
want
and
them to
that
go
she's
in a
still.
really, really tough case. I want them to come up against Zeusta.
Oh
Um,
no, I don't want them. I want Zeus to be redeemed.
well, I'm just saying. Well,
Or
Zeusta.
maybe the rest of the new Olympians that the
Yeah,
military. Yeah.
they have a bigger team over there. But maybe I shouldn't say that. I should say I want them to go up against somebody who is competition.
Right.
So that would have to be another altered humans because this
Right.
last time that wasn't. So I want them to do a really good thriller. And that takes me a little bit long. And then that's pretty much it. So we've got just that's what's on the schedule for this year.
Yeah, because I
2026.
think in I don't know if it was Even Thomas's. I think it was Even Thomas's book when they the first one when they first were on the road with Pearl and her mate that in their pair. I think it was mentioned that there were new soldiers, new
Yeah.
Olympians. Yeah,
Yes, 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 yes. That would be fun for me. Now that's fun because it's, if there's no bullying, it's kind of like
hmm
pitting your energies and your
right,
strategies against each other, and that's fun. That's
right.
mhm.
Right.
Love it, love it.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you,
All
thank
right,
you.
I'm looking forward to it. And again, I'm glad you were able to make it.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, thank you, girl. Thank you, Katina, Miss Katina. I appreciate the invitation, and I apologize again. Gosh, we RSVP this last year, and I still
Yeah,
got. I don't
yeah.
know why. Anyway, the email you'll get will say I thought it was anyway. I apologize, and thank you all for being so gracious.
You are very welcome, and
Thank
I'll
you.
be in
Thank you.
touch.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good
All
evening,
right, have a
guys.
good evening.
Good
Bye bye.
night.
All right, we went a little over of a lot over, but we're going to make our highlight brief. Okay, so thank you all for hanging in there with us tonight. Okay, so our highlight this week, and again for those who haven't read the Patron series, if you like paranormal, you will love this series because it's so much more than just the paranormal. It's just
It
about
is.
family and
It really
found
is.
family and everything,
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Some good home cooking.
Yep, a lot.
Oh god. And I love it because it's you do like the cheating and stuff and like it's nowhere in there. There's no
Right,
like infidelity or anything like that. And it's cool. It's a cool ride.
right.
Yeah.
Because and I don't get the ones where they're amazing. They because I read one where they're made it, but they're cheating and stuff. I'm like, what's the point of being
Right. Like what we doing?
what was the name of your book, Katina? You remember?
A Christmas prayer.
Nope. You can send me another one, or are
No,
you gonna redo that one?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. You still have that one?
Yep.
Good.
Oh wait a minute, what happened?
I had thought it was still worthy of recommending. Though was it Christmas when you trying to bring it up?
What is wrong with this thing? It's giving me a hard time.
Well,
Wait a minute. Mm. Okay, so you can start while I'm pulling it up.
okay. Well, the name of this book that I wanted to recommend was A Christmas Prayer, and it's Kimberla Lawson Ropey.
Mm-hmm.
Part of I found this one when we were doing the challenge in the book club for December, and I discovered this one. Was published in 2014. Not long ones, about 193 pages. And I can read the synopsis real quick.
All
Um,
right.
Alexis Fletcher hasn't had a Merry Christmas in 5 years, not since her mother passed away in this drama-filled book from New York Times bestselling author Kimberla Lawson Roby. Every December, she remembers the joy her mother brought to everyone during the holiday season and feels the pain of her absence. Even more so now that she and her sister are barely speaking. More than anything, Alexis wishes her family could be whole again. However, with her wedding fast approaching, Alexis might just be ready to make some holiday memories with the family of her own. Alexis's fiance, Chase DuPont, is everything she's ever dreamed of. He's kind, handsome, fully supportive of Alexis' career, and the CEO of a very large company. But outside forces threaten to derail this happy couple from ever reaching the altar. As tensions rise, a dramatic event causes Alexis to question everything.
Yep.
Will fate give her what she needs to finally embrace the season that has brought her so much pain? Will Alexis get her wish for happy holiday? Or will her Christmas prayer go unanswered? And I think we both read this one.
Yes, and we both loved it. I really, really enjoyed it.
It was really,
And
really good.
it
So
was
what
it was so great. This was a mother-in-law from hell. That she was horrible.
horrible.
She was
And it
horrible.
was sad because like you said, like you know how in every story there is a character that they have they do things, but it's a reason they do things.
Hmm.
And it is I think there was an attempt to make her redeemable. I didn't catch it. I wasn't going for it. I gave it the side eye. But
Right.
I think there was an attempt to make it, because the Alexis, with her faith and everything, and the end of all of it, tried to make some type of amends, between the her mother-in-law, soon to be mother-in-law,
Right.
and her fiance, because she realized that their relationship, yeah, he would probably not want to have a bad relationship with his mother, you know.
Yeah, and I like the dynamic too, where you can see, especially in the beginning before we found out that he knew more than what we thought, um, that he would be in the middle between his mother and his fiance, but and not want to think the worst of his mother. That was understandable.
Right.
Um, but to the point where he just was acting like he was oblivious to the stuff that his mother was
Yes.
capable of. And she made his fiance's life a living hell
Really.
and would do just crazy stuff
Yeah.
to her. And then when the fiance would say something, she would beat her to the punch to go to her son first
Right.
and make
Right.
up a story.
And it was lies. It was all lies. It
And it
was
was
made
like
up.
terrible
It
lies.
was
Yeah.
I guess because it was just her and her son, and
Hmm.
she wanted to keep that dynamic,
Right. She
and she
didn't want
did
anybody
everything
coming
she
in
could.
between them.
And it was
And
based on how she was treated from her
right, we
husband.
do find that out. But it also was a little elitism too, where she thought that they were above
Yes.
um the
Hmm.
fiance's family.
Yes. Hmm.
But then we find out, in the end that she was full of it.
He's full of it. So I mean, this book tackles like grief,
Hmm.
big time grief, um, and grief on, like we said before, grief on both sides.
Right.
Grief from the point of view of the person that's in it, and
Hmm.
grief from the point of view of the people that are looking in
Right.
on it and saying how, giving opinions on how you should grieve.
Right. Like she's been
How,
she's been grieving her mother long enough. She needs to
yeah,
snap out of it.
snap out. And
And
it's like, no, that's not your spot. So,
that-
which I love that she wasn't the peer pressure of that. It
right.
didn't shake anything with her.
Right.
She did it in her own time, at her own pace, with the
Hmm.
help of the pastor and, her faith and
Oh, that's
prayer.
another thing, you all who are fans of Kimberly Lawson Roby. We do get
Yeah.
Curtis Black in this story as
Yes,
well, and he makes an appearance,
he
and
does.
um, he helps the main female character,
He
in
does.
with her grief and with her problems with. He counsels her and her fiance.
Hmm.
Um, I also like the dynamic. We get a lot of the different relationships the dynamic between her and her sister,
Yes.
and the tension between them,
Yeah.
and then also the relationship between her and her niece,
Mm-hmm.
and her
Mm-hmm.
being, afraid for her niece being in a certain environment. So we get a lot of different family dynamics in the story as well.
But the thing is, we still get some Christmas in there too.
Yes,
So
and we get Christmas, and we get a Christmas prayer, which was beautiful.
that's
That
the
was such a
part.
beautiful part of the story.
That's the part. Yeah, that's the part. So I love how it all tied in. The
Yes,
title and the prayer. It was. I was like, okay, I see what you did there, Miss.
yes.
I enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, highly recommend to anybody. Such a beautiful story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think you'll like it. Um, yes, Erica, I finally got to speak to Sydney on the show. I speak to her all the time, but this was my first time getting her to be on the show, because she doesn't usually do that. But I finally was able to get her on, so I'm glad that she was able to make it.
Yes.
And like you said, I was fangirling like, she made it.
I love that. That was
I
awesome.
meant to tell her why she was on here, that you the one who told me that she also has the pen name Erosa Nose too. I'm like, because I
Right.
told her, I said, you ain't tell me that you were also Erosa Nose. I meant to tell her that you the one who told me that, Erica. But and I still need to read her under that name. All right, so
Yeah.
mine, let me see if mine will come up. I don't know what's going on. So at least we didn't have any other issues, but let me see if mine will come up.
True.
And I was gonna give you all Farrah Rashan's Rex, but I'll do that next week.
Oh yeah, I meant to dive into hers too.
Yeah, I told her I was gonna check hers out,
Rex as
because
well.
all three of them actually are.
And those are authors that I had never read before. So that's why I was a little
Right, me too. Yeah, Erica, you're right. She didn't bring it up. Although she did say, I have a few coming out under Sydney, so that's letting you know that she writes under a different one.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so mine for some reason is not. I don't know what's going on where the cover is not coming up, but mine is in black and white by Near Forrester, and I know that I told some people that I know, like IR, about this book a few years ago. Nia Forster doesn't really write IR, but she did write this one particular story where the main characters happen to be, the woman is black and um, the husband is white, but that's not her standard. Her standard is African American. But this is, as well as all of her books, are excellent writing. If I do say, I have to tell you, she's one of my favorites. But this one is again called In Black and White by Nia Forrester. The genre is mystery, suspense, thriller, and it is not even listed as interracial when I looked at the genre, but it is
Okay.
interracial because they're mixed two different races. Pages are 302. It was published in 2019. And the synopsis is: a marriage, a friendship, a missing child. The fate of all three hang in the balance. Noah and Dana are already facing a difficult time in their short marriage when their daughter, Samira, is abducted. The fallout from friends and family and the harsh judgment of the public force them to face some difficult truths about their views on love, marriage, and race. As Dana reflects on the road leading to her and Noah's union, she begins to examine her motives for getting married, consider whether they should go on, and most painfully, question whether she and her husband ever really knew each other at all. When I tell you this was it was so, but this is, if you anybody has read Nia Forster, her stories are very layered, very nuanced.
Right.
And my thoughts on it is, I felt like I had a front row seat to this couple's pain and anguish of their daughter being taken, and that was just one layer.
Okay.
Then Nia does a great job showing the raw emotions of both Dana and Noah. And while dealing with their daughter being gone, the the cracks start to show in their marriage.
Okay.
Their being of different races becomes an issue with their different upbringings and experiences. A betrayal is also revealed in the midst of all of this.
Okay.
This was an honest and raw depiction of what an interracial couple who are dealing with the kidnapping of their daughter go through. Now, what I loved about this story as well is when, for us who read a lot of IR,
Mm-hmm.
usually the couple is like they don't even acknowledge any problems as far as the different races. Is usually
Right.
coming from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
This one we get where the black female actually does have some like issues, like she's thinking like when they're with their friends and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
have I sold out? Like does he
Okay.
doesn't really get what we're talking about. Um so she has those thoughts every now
Okay.
and then that come in. And I love that aspect of it because you don't really get that a lot where they question
Okay. You
or they
don't.
question anything or
You
where
don't.
their differences come out and play a part. And I like that because you figure if you're coming from two different worlds, there are some things that the other, your partner is not going to fully get.
Right.
And that comes up in this story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just so well done. They did still have some outside pressure, outside forces that were trying to come between them, but they
Okay.
also were dealing with things that internally they both were dealing with. And one of the issues was race and the differences between, like I said, in how they were raised, and their experiences that the other person couldn't really identify with.
Are there issues with like the families
Family,
in their
and even
relationship?
this thing too, like me and you, let's say we sitting here, we are a bunch of friends, black friends, female friends together. Um, and we're talking about, when I went in that store, you know how it is when you go in there and they think just because you're
Mm-hmm.
black you can't afford it, you shouldn't even be in here, or and
Right.
you didn't. So he's listening to them and he
Mhm.
can't relate to
Right.
what, doesn't even understand what they're saying, stuff like that. And then too, as far as even with his upbringing, there are certain things that she doesn't get.
Right.
Um, and it could be something as minor as the dishes, certain dishes that you eat at Christmas or Thanksgiving,
Right.
that's totally out of the realm or the norm for your partner. So you're
Mm-hmm.
introducing them to different things. So I just
Okay.
like that it delved into, we're not going to pretend like we
Right.
get everything about each other.
Okay. Okay.
But then, because I guess because of the heightened emotions that they were dealing with their child being taken, it
Yeah.
just brought a lot of that out, to the forefront.
So I was already there.
It was
That just
already there because she was
added.
already having those thoughts,
Right.
but she would just like push it to, it would just every now and then it was like, I can't remember because it's been so long since I read it, what a particular issue was that black people deal with,
Uh-huh.
that she kind of realized when he made a comment he doesn't get it.
Okay. Is it a happily ever after, or is it like a
Now
weird?
that's another trait of Nia Forrester's, is that that her couples are, and I told her this a couple of times. I'm like, I still felt like their relationship was very precarious, like it was like a slippery slope. Like I didn't feel settled, feel
Okay.
settled. Um, but that's basically what they have to decide: is their marriage worth fighting for,
Okay.
or is it worth just letting it go? And I don't want to tell y'all what happens because that's kind of like ruin the.
Okay.
But I have to tell you, I think you will. I think you would love it. You would love it.
Okay.
And I know I have put it in Fans of Marilyn Monroe years ago when I first read it, and I know a
Mhm.
few people read it in that group, and they were like, "I really enjoyed this. Does she write R?" I said, "No, this is the only one." I said she only really writes AA, but she wrote this one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I think you would like it.
Alright.
Again, everybody, that's called In Black and White by Nia Forrester.
All right.
All righty. I appreciate everybody coming out, and Erica, you know how long I have been talking about Sydney coming on, and then we had a mishap, technical issues last week, so I was really like wanting
Yeah.
this one to go off without a hitch. But we were making it work, even if she wasn't able to make it. But I'm glad that she was able to. And so again, I highly recommend Katina's Highlight, A Christmas Prayer by Kimberly Lawson Roby, and Mine by Nia Forster in black and white. And last week we talked to Pharaoh Shine about her book, Pugs and Kisses, which
Yes.
was so cute. And love that one as well. And that was book 2. Book 1 was Pardon My Frenchie. And those are both rom-coms. So if you like rom-coms, please check those out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be back on the show. I'll keep you abreast of the date of that one, and we'll be discussing a different book. Because she has some some re-releases that are just being re-released. So if you follow her, I'm sure you've seen the covers.
Right.
All right, and next week I'm excited to say that one of the show's supporters, Myra Cook, who is always here in the audience supporting the show, and I appreciate her. She is also an author, and she will be on the show talking about her book. And it's right, and of course, it just went out of my head. Finding Love After 70. So I'm hoping that you all can join us next week as well. My co-host next week is Shavonna Futrell. So it should be a good show. And everyone, have a great evening, and thanks again for joining us. And I hope you got some good book picks today. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.